Hey Frontline fans, welcome back to Comic Frontline and fans. You're back with me, Mike SPIDER-SLAYER, getting ready to do that all-important comic book review so you, the fans, can make a decision on what comic books to buy. And today, guys, we're talking about The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 17, Before Dead No More, Part 2. This book is written by Dan Slott, and the artwork in this particular issue is not done by Giuseppe Comicoli. It's actually done by R.B. Sylvia, and the artwork is actually, I feel, just a level higher than Comicoli's artwork. I love the facial expressions in this book. Here we get to see Electro's girlfriend or fiance in here, which I thought is really well done. I love the way Spider-Man or the Prowler in this issue is actually, flying through the cityscapes. And just overall, the action was really good. I like how the Prowler is in this issue. They really show him using his technology and whatnot in the book as well. I thought it was really awesome. You get to see some good action shots in here with the lizard. The colors are really good. It's a very good looking book, and again, I felt like it was a step up from Comicoli's artwork. Hopefully we see this artist a little bit more in the future. Now, this cover is very interesting because here we wind up seeing a female Electro defeating the Prowler, and I sat there and I didn't realize that until I actually had the issue in my hand. At first, I thought it was just like a traditional, looking Electro, but when I got the book in my hand, I'm like, dude, that's a chick, So I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Now, I just want to let you know, guys, that this review has spoilers. So if you haven't read your copy yet, please read your copy and then come back and see my review and leave your comments below. All right, so in the last issue, you wind up seeing Peter Parker using the NU technology to save one of his co-workers or one of his employees because he felt like he didn't have a choice. Now, he was doing research, but a lot of people felt like, why would Peter Parker go with this cloning technology? He was talking to Anna Maria, and it just kind of like he blew her off, especially when his whole life he's dealt with clones. Well, if you had questions why, this issue kind of answers that. He did cover everything. He crossed his T's, he dot his I's, and I'll explain after I recap the issue with you. And I thought this issue was brilliant because it's like everything that you didn't see in the last issue, you kind of saw now. So I'll explain. All right, so the book opens up with his fiance or his girlfriend, Francine Fry. And it kind of recaps when he actually killed her. And this is when his powers were out of whack and she went to go kiss him and she wound up dying. Well, in an attempt, Jackal sat there and said, I want to bring you your powers back. And on top of that, I'm going to bring your girlfriend back. So she winds up coming back. She doesn't have any hair dye or no tattoos or anything like that. And so Max Dillon sits there and says, okay, fine, I'll be Electro again. And this is not the first villain that the Jackal has got to work with him because he keeps bringing people back to, persuade these villains to work with him, like Rhino and the Lizard and now Max and whatnot. So the cool thing in this book, too, is we wind up seeing, for the first time, I think, since the first issue, we see Hobie Brown in here patrolling the city streets as Spider-Man while Peter Parker's on the other side of town, while he's on the jet doing the research on the NU technologies. And he sits there and he tells Hobie, he goes, listen, he's like, I have a family member, and it's very important, and this could mean life or death, but I can't get into certain files. So I need you to go in there, take pictures for me, make sure everything is legit. So this is the point in the comic where you sat there and said, you know what? Now Peter is covering all his grounds. And this makes sense why he went with the technology at the end of the issue. And you just get to see everything now that the Prowler went through. So the Prowler winds up going out into town. He winds up finding the building. He's searching for him. And it was pretty awesome scene in here. You got two guards walking around talking about Pokemon Go, how he found in a level 3, he found a Vaporeon. And they found a Mewtwo, and I thought that was hilarious. So as you see Max Dillon about to get his powers back, we wind up seeing that They try to get him his powers. It doesn't work. Peter Parker actually cured him. He doesn't have any powers. But the weird thing is there was this leftover residual energy that winds up going to Francine, and it winds up getting too attracted to her. And so she winds up feeling the power. Then she winds up kissing him, and she pretty much basically fries him at this point. So really now she has Electro's powers. And the reason why she has it, I guess when she died, she had Electro's DNA in her mouth, and it wound up splicing in with her genes when she got resurrected. So she's the new female Electro, which I think is pretty cool. You know, we don't see many super villain females, so I think it's okay to kind of, you know, push him away and kind of make her the new Electro. She kind of looks badass too. So anyway, Prowler's, you know, basically spying on everything, tries to send a video message to Peter, and he winds up getting captured by Francine here. And the next thing we wind up finding out is he winds up dying, and so Jackal resurrects him, and now he's forced to work with him, and he feels like he's doing the right thing. So when we see Peter Parker's co-worker winds up needing the surgery or whatnot, he reports back to Hobie. He goes, hey, listen, he's like, I need to find out if NU is legit because I have an employee that needs surgery. Is there something that I should be aware of? And Hobie sits there and he's like, no, Peter. He's like, everything's fine, but I'll be doing more snooping around. And so we find out that, yes, again, Hobie's working for the Jackal. And the mysterious thing is here is that he needs a pill to survive. In fact, all these clones need a pill to stay, you know, to survive everyday life. So I thought this was a very interesting book. I thought it was really well done. Again, how do I feel about the female Electro? I think it's awesome. I think it's great. Again, we don't see that many female villains, so to make her the next version of Electro works. I love the costume. I felt that it works as well. To me, it almost reminds me of a more traditional-like character. The only issue that I had with the character, though, is she's never had any experience going out there and fighting anybody. And she took on a character that has a lot of experience and actually poses as Spider-Man, and she defeated the Prowler quite easily. So that was part of the issue that I had with this. But I thought overall the writing of this book and the way Dan Slott covered his grounds based off of what happened in the last issue, I thought was absolutely brilliant. He made sure that Peter Parker did do all his research. So when everyone got all up in a bunch about last issue about Peter not doing his research, you just had to wait one more issue to get that result. And so I give my hats off to Dan Slott for this particular issue. It's brilliant writing, getting to see all those things that happened behind the scenes that you didn't see in the last issue. So really great stuff. Again, I just can't give it a perfect 5 because of the whole thing of her being able to, you know, control her powers right from the get-go. It was like a nothing for her. So in the end, I got to give this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Really well done. Can't wait for issue number 18. Now, guys, it's your turn in the comments below to keep the discussion going and talk about the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 17. And as always, fans, thank you for watching Comic Frontline. And until that next comic book review, this is Mike SPIDER-SLAYER signing off. Take care.